You're listening to the Life Coaching Secrets Podcast, episode 162. Did you know that life coaches are needed now more than ever? I'm Frank Macri, founder of Thriving Coach Academy. I've trained over 1,000 coaches and helped them launch their own successful coaching businesses. If you want to make an incredible income and impact as a coach and have a lot of fun doing it, I'll show you exactly how to get it done. This is Life Coaching Secrets. What's up, coaches? In this episode, I want to talk about investing in yourself. And I want to explore with you the different barriers that some people have that prevent them from investing in themselves. So I'll go over what it means to invest in yourself, some of the blocks people have around it, and how to really own your worth as a human. I'm really excited for this one. So when I say invest in yourself, what I mean is putting a focus on your wants, your needs, and your desires, and taking action to prioritize them. Now, in your life right now, if you were to give yourself a score on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being that you jump on every opportunity you can to invest in yourself, you truly feel that you are putting a strong focus on your wants, your needs, and your desires, that would be a 10. And 1 would be you completely neglect your own wants, needs, and desires. Where would you put yourself on that scale right now? My intention for this episode is to support you in going up higher on that scale, because I believe that when you really own your worth and you invest in yourself, you open your life up to the fullest potential that it can have. You open up your possibility for success, personally, professionally, and you really allow yourself to create an extraordinary life. There are many different ways that you can invest in yourself. You can invest in yourself financially. You can put money towards resources or services that will help you elevate your life and allow you to show up at your best. You can also invest time in yourself by devoting your time to do things that you want to do simply because you enjoy them. So doing things that you want to pursue. You can also invest in yourself energetically or spiritually, which I see as really allowing you to follow your soul's or your spirit's calling and honor what passions and gifts that you have inside you. So I find these to be the 3 main ways that you can invest in yourself: financially, investing your money in yourself, investing time, and then energetically or spiritually investing in yourself. Now, I believe that the way in which you invest in yourself, the degree that you invest in yourself right now, it's heavily tied into your self-worth. So here's one big idea I want to share with you. You will only invest in yourself to the degree in which you believe that you are worthy of success, worthy of love, worthy of attention, and worthy of support. And I'll share that one more time so it sinks in. You will only invest in yourself to the degree in which you believe that you are worthy of success, love, attention, and support. So personally, this has been a topic that has impacted my life, because I didn't really think about my idea of my worthiness as a human until I was presented with an opportunity to invest in myself. And that was a little bit after college when I was looking at becoming a coach. And coach training was quite an investment. It was a 5-figure price tag. And I noticed that I had this resistance to making that investment at a period of time. And I had to do some reflection on why I was resisting this, because it was something I knew I wanted. It was something that I knew aligned with my life's calling. But I had this part of me that questioned if I was really worth having that kind of support. And also I realized that I had this belief too that life required suffering, that in order to have success in your life, you needed to struggle and put in a lot of hard work and drain yourself in order to get ahead. So one of my beliefs at the time was success requires suffering. And I think that was also depictive of the lower self-worth that I had at that moment of my life, because I thought that in order to get anything from life, I had to suffer. So when I was presented with any kind of resource or opportunity that would make my life easier and simpler, like this coach training, I realized that I put my own rules around how I thought life should be in the way of that. And all of this was stemming from my self-worth, which wasn't really a high level at the time. And after I had some deep reflection on this, I had a moment where I just tried on the idea of like, what if I really had an extraordinary idea of my own worth? Like, what if I allowed myself to really believe that I am worthy of love, of support? And for years of my life, I hadn't really thought that I was worthy of that. And when I leaned into that thought, it inspired me to actually say yes to getting coach training and getting that mentorship that I knew I wanted and needed. And as a result of that, so much opened up in my life. And there have been other moments in my life when I've been presented with opportunities to elevate where I was to where I wanted to be. And I've noticed that every single time it's gotten easier and easier to just say yes, because I've removed and gotten rid of so many of those rules that were preventing me from investing in myself or thinking I was worthy of investing time, energy, and money in myself. So there are different ways that you can invest in yourself. One of those, as I shared earlier, is in your own education, your own learning, and in various trainings. So investing in professional development courses or certification programs, anything that can enhance your skills, your knowledge in a particular field. This is one way that you can invest in yourself. I think it's such a great way to invest in yourself when you are investing in your brain. I think this is perhaps the best investment we can make in ourselves. Another way that you can invest in yourself, in addition to education training or coaching or mentorship, all of those, is in your health and wellness. So by putting time and money towards activities that help you have better physical health, emotional health, such as gym memberships or going on a wellness retreat, having maybe massage therapy or counseling sessions. These are all ways that you can invest in your health. Another way you can invest in yourself is through travel and experiences. So when you travel or when you have new experiences, this can help broaden your own horizons. It can create fulfilling memories in your life and allow you to overall enrich your life by having new experiences and just getting out of the day-to-day routine that a lot of people can get sucked into. Another way you can express yourself is through pursuing goals that you have in your life. So spending time devoting yourself towards goals that you have and making sure that you are giving them the attention that they'll need in order for you to see results. This is an amazing way to invest in yourself and also create a life that allows you to grow and experience a lot of fulfillment. It's so important to invest in yourself because it doesn't just allow you to grow and learn, but it can also advance your career. It could allow you to have an overall better well-being and overall boost your confidence and your self-esteem, which can enable you to take on different challenges you have in your life and navigate any transition with a lot of resilience and grace. So I truly believe that one of the keys to success in your life is by investing in yourself. I believe that when you, if you were to talk to any person and you ask them about the quality of their life, the higher quality of life they have, I can guarantee you that it is a direct correlation to how much they've invested in themselves. The more you invest in yourself, the higher the quality of life that you are going to have. When you don't invest in yourself, you have a lower quality of life. Now, some people might have a resistance or hesitation when it comes to investing in themselves, even when they know it might be something that could be beneficial or valuable for them. And I want to speak to some of those. The biggest one is the voice in your head that is telling you that you are not worthy. So this is the kind of negative self-talk that we want to look at and question and start to see how true it really is. Because when you think that you're not worthy, you will prevent yourself from devoting the time and the money and the energy to the opportunities in your life that can move it forward, that can expand it and open it up to new possibilities. Now, our sense of our worth is so deeply connected to how we invest in ourselves. When you believe that you are worthy, then you're more likely to prioritize different ways you can invest in yourself and move your life forward. This is how you also honor your needs and allow yourself to truly live an authentic life. Now, if you have this idea in your mind, and by the way, if you have it, you're not alone. I would say it's universal. Everyone to some degree has this idea that you're not really worthy. You might have that thought sometimes, I'm not worthy. Or you might question, am I really worthy of this? And you don't have to get into the root of where that came from or why it's even there, but I'm going to present you with some questions that will open you up to connect with the worthiness that you've had all along. One question to think about is, how do you even define worthiness? What kind of criteria do you use to determine your own worth? Because many people think that the more outer success that they have, or the external praise that they receive, is a reflection of their worth. So if you're not receiving praise or love or attention, if you don't have money, then it makes you a less worthy person. You might think that your net worth reflects your self-worth as a human, and this is not true. So how do you define your worthiness right now? And is that really a definition that serves you? I want you to imagine that if you fully were to embrace your worthiness, what kind of a difference would that make in your life? What kind of decisions would you start making? And I want you to consider as well that your worthiness as a human is something that is inherent to who you are. So you are 100% worthy because you are a human. No matter what decisions you've made in your life, no matter where you are in your life right now, no matter how many things in your past you wish you could change or erase, you still have an inherent worth. And this is something that is equal amongst all humans. So considering this idea that you are inherently worthy of love, of joy, of fulfillment, simply by the virtue of you being alive, think about what difference that makes for you, how it sits with you when you can own this truth. What if you really acknowledged your worthiness as a non-negotiable aspect of who you are, something you didn't have to negotiate or question? It's your worth is non-negotiable. Think about how, with where you are in life right now, this can empower you to live more authentically. What kind of decisions would you see yourself making by fully embracing your worthiness and allowing yourself to receive all of the blessings and abundance that life has to offer as a result of that worthiness? What possibilities might that open up for you? Now, there are also potential masks that people might wear that could also get in the way of them investing in themselves and owning their worth. And I want to talk about some of those masks. Now, if you are not familiar with this concept, it is one of the concepts we go very deep into inside Thriving Coach Academy. And it's one of the important concepts you want to understand when you're coaching, because clients will have these masks they won't be aware of. And through calling them out with your clients, it will help them understand ways they can live with more authenticity. So masks are like these false ideas of who we think we should be. It's this false way we present ourselves to the world in order to receive love. We think that in order to receive it, we have to be something we're not. So there are many common masks that one might have that could prevent them from investing in themselves. And our masks often create a lot of limiting beliefs and rules as well that could hold people back. One is the mask of self-sufficiency, or you might also think of it as like the independent mask. And this is definitely one that I also had for a while, and it was one of the masks that also kept me from investing in myself. It's this idea like you should be able to handle challenges in your life on your own. without needing to ask for help or receiving support. So if you have this mask, you might have this idea like asking for help is a sign of weakness or desperation. So you need to force yourself through life being as self-reliant as possible without investing in resources or guidance that could accelerate your growth. My Ring alarm just put on my home alarm system. You might have heard that in the background just for a moment. I usually record these episodes in the evening and we have our alarm set to go off at a certain time every night. Anyway, so that is one mask, the independence mask. Another one is the martyr mask. So this is when you live your life constantly sacrificing yourself for others. So you're putting other people's wants, needs, and desires ahead of your own. One of the common rules that would coincide with this mask is thinking that if you focus on yourself, it's selfish. You might think self-care or investing in yourself is selfish, and you may think selfishness is bad, so therefore you shouldn't do it, right? It's more noble to focus on others. These are common limiting beliefs you might have if you wear the mask, the martyr mask. Now, the truth is that sometimes we need to be selfish in our life. Like I made an episode about this. I think it is called Embracing Negative Qualities. And I talk about how in order to really live a full life where we're able to truly provide and contribute to others that we care about, it's essential, not optional, for you to be selfish. Because when you can focus on your own needs and desires, then you allow yourself to show up more fully to others. It's like the idea of when you fill your cup, you have more to overflow back to others rather than giving from an empty cup, giving from a place of desperation. So when you prioritize yourself, it is actually it's selfish in one hand, but it's selfless as well, because by focusing on your own needs, it allows you to show up with more energy towards those that you care about and love. So sometimes some parents will feel very guilty about focusing on their needs and desires because you might think, well, what about my kids? I need to make sure I'm available to them. You might have this idea like if you were to focus on something that you care about, you're depriving your family, when actually it's the opposite. When you're able to honor your needs and wants and desires, you have more to give to your family because you're showing up with more fullness in your energy, in your love, and in overall in your spirit, what you're able to provide. When you are not honoring your needs and desires, then you are having less that you can give. You're giving from a very depleted space. Therefore, it's very limited how much you can really provide to those you care about. And the other benefit of focusing on yourself is you also get to set an example for your loved ones of the importance of honoring your truth and valuing your wants and needs, and also having a sense of self-worth. And I think this is one of the best examples that you can model for your family, those that you love, your community, is what it looks like to have an extraordinary sense of self-worth and how much fulfillment that creates in your life and how much that allows you to give back more than when you don't come from a place of believing that you are worthy. So this is another common mask that an individual may have that would prevent them from investing in themselves. Now, I want to leave you with a couple of thoughts to try on if you are noticing that maybe there's some parts of you that are struggling to own your worth. Remember, your worth is inherent to who you are, regardless of your past. No matter how many mistakes that you've labeled in your past, you are still worthy of having a fulfilling life, having a joyful life, having a life that fills you up. So I want to leave you with some thoughts. One is you are inherently worthy of love, of respect, and of abundance. You are enough just as you are, and you deserve to pursue your dreams. You have unique gifts and talents to share with the world, and they matter. And you are deserving of success, happiness, and fulfillment in all aspects of your life. So now, given what we've covered here, think about what would an extraordinary way of investing in yourself look like? We all have a comfortable limit of what we're willing to do to invest in ourselves, right? You might have a financial limit or a time limit. And I want you to really stretch that when you leave this episode. So you might think, okay, if I were to purchase a course for myself, that's $100. That's how I'm comfortable investing in myself. I want you to like 10x that. Like, what if you gave yourself permission to invest $10,000 in yourself? Right? I don't even know if I did the math right there, but just add a zero or add two zeros. So if your comfort limit is to invest $100 in yourself, you think like, okay, that's my comfortable way of investing in myself. Like, what if you were able to 10x or 100x that? Think about how that's going to transform you as a person. So many people live their lives just with incremental improvements. Very few people actually experience life with exponential growth and transformation. This is what I'm calling you into trying right now. Maybe you have a comfortable limit for how much time you're willing to focus on you. Like maybe you think, okay, when I focus on my needs and wants and desires for an hour, that's sufficient. Otherwise, anything after that just feels too selfish or too needy of myself. I'm not worth more than that. What if you doubled or tripled the amount of time you're willing to invest in yourself for whatever activity it is that you feel called to pursue? Like, what if you gave yourself, for example, like I used to only give myself like a 30-minute massage. I would invest in that. And then I would elevate it to 60. And then I remember my massage therapist would encourage me to try the 90-minute massage. And I had this big resistance to it. I'm like, that's a lot of time that I'm investing in myself and just laying there on the table and having my body being worked on. But then I decided one day to stretch my comfort level of what amount of time I was willing to invest in myself. And it was incredible. I'm like, oh my gosh, I've been missing out on this for so long just by having those extra 30 minutes. So I want you to think about what's your current comfort level for what you're willing to spend on yourself. What if you 10x that or 100x that? What's the amount of time you feel comfortable investing in yourself right now? What if you doubled or tripled that? And just trying it, right? You don't have to permanently make this change, but what if you tried it once and just see what kind of a difference it could make? A lot of people are stagnant in their life because they're just living at the same capacity level. They're not stretching their idea of who they think they are and what they think they are worth. So I want you to stretch your idea of what you think you're worth and see what kind of a difference that will make. All right, that's what I got in this episode on investing in yourself. And before you go, if you're loving this podcast, remember to subscribe so you get all the updates when we have episodes. And please leave us a 5-star review, writing a couple of sentences about what you love about the show. I read all the reviews. They mean so much to me. So please do write your thoughts about the show when you leave your review. And finally, before we finish, I'm going to leave this episode with a snippet from an interview I had with one of our coaches inside Thriving Coach Academy. So you can hear their story of how they became successful and also learn from their path so that way you can have success as well. So enjoy their story, and I will see you in the next episode.
My name is Tess Witten-Marsh, and I'm a mom of 2 boys, and I live in the Pacific Northwest. And I was drawn to coaching actually many years ago, about 5 years ago, because I found that in the work that I was doing, I was mentoring people, I was cheering them on, I was supporting them through difficult decisions. I think that one of the biggest setbacks for me had been that I had been living a life where I thought, well, when I make this much money and I can fully provide for my family, then I'll pursue what is really important to me, what I really feel like my purpose is. And so I was actually in quite a position this fall where I wasn't fully providing for my family. I had been struggling a little bit with some mental health, and I really was just in a position where I felt like I've got to jump all in. I've got to stop hesitating and playing small, and I have to really listen to what's brewing inside of me. I think the only hesitation I had was just really kind of having the internal conversation with myself around, is this the time? Can I make this work? Is this the right thing? So I had a lot of those like initial thoughts and doubts, but what really felt like in my soul and in my gut and in my heart was so much bigger than all of those doubts. Once I got into that first module, once I was surrounded by other coaches who were working through their own doubts and their own fears, and really honoring that I was with a group of people who were on the same discovery as I am, who had similar hesitations, who are willing to put in the work, I felt really comfortable. I felt really engulfed in the process of showing up fully, playing big, impacting the lives of others, serving others. And I felt really surrounded by a community. But once module 1 was over, I mean, even within like 15-20 minutes of module 1, the sense of community and collaboration was just really profound. There's something to be said about learning the skills of coaching, but the most profound experience for me has been actually being coached through the hesitations that I have, the doubts that I have, things that are bigger than me and my coaching business, relationship with parents, relationship with partners. All of these pieces that I'm getting coached on are then influencing how I'm showing up as a coach, how I'm showing up in pursuing my business. Every chance that I get to just have support and moving forward it's been phenomenal. Being in a position where I put off pursuing coaching for so long, the biggest win that I take away from my experience so far is just the confidence that I'm building in. It's kind of like backing up this gut feeling that I've had for 5 years that I should be a coach, or that I can show up in the world in a bigger way. It feels inevitable that myself and the other students that I've come so close to are going to excel in whatever path they choose. For me, I know and have known for so long that my journey with coaching isn't just about one-on-one coaching. It's about providing content, workshops, webinars, programs, women's retreats, like the list goes on. And I really feel like what I'm learning in the academy and the support that I'm getting, it aligns with that. Frank and the instructors are asking us and almost insisting in a way that we play full out, that we dream bigger, that we think bigger. It's like exponential possibility. So for me, I appreciate that because I'm a big vision person and I am a big thinker. And so to be supported in that and to not have this bigger picture that I have for myself be shut down and say, well, oh, you're a brand new coach, or wait a few years, or it'll take time. Like, no one is saying that. If anything, they're saying, yes, go big, do the thing, create the program. Most programs are going to give you the tools and the basics and then say, good luck. And that is not what we're experiencing in the academy. It's more than I could have ever expected from the sense of building a business and pursuing the business of coaching. And I've built businesses before. I know how to do all the steps, but this is incredibly supportive towards us actually being influential in the world of coaching. If you are considering enrolling in the academy, I would hands down suggest that you take action. The academy has changed my entire perspective on what coaching is, how this can become a successful business and opportunity for me, how this can be the vehicle to living the life and pursuing other dreams that I have as a mom and a partner and a community member. And what you will receive from the academy will blow your mind and will set you up for complete success. The continuing growth and progress and intention behind the content that is given to the students, I don't think you can find that anywhere else. If you know deep down inside that you are put on this earth to serve others and to show up fully, get into the program and see for yourself how Thriving Coach Academy can completely change your perspective and your life.
Hey, would you like access to powerful coaching tools you can use on yourself and clients right away? For being a listener of the podcast, I'm giving you a VIP guest pass to get a sneak peek into my coach training program. Inside, you'll learn our coaches' secret tool they use to transform their clients' lives. And you'll also get a training on how to launch a coaching business. Just head over to www.thrivingcoachacademy.com/VIP to get started. I'll see you on the inside.